centering myself, making silence in my mind, inner chamber. Amphitheater, bonfires, that feeling of family and love and sharing and caring. It's always been an integral part of my life because it's always been there. But yeah, I've always loved the place. Being born in Auroville and growing up here, I have known about it my entire life. My best friend used to live literally just around the corner from Matrimandir, so we used to regularly hang out there ourselves. That was like our play corner. So we would take the toys and we would go and chill under the banyan tree, and we would play just like under the banyan tree. By the viewing point, there are these big boulder type granite pieces, those black stones. So we used to play the lava game, like the ground is lava and you have to jump from one stone to the next because otherwise you're gonna fizzle and die. And the amphitheater for all the bonfires, we would just run around like crazy as kids. My memories of as a child was definitely not a golden globe yet, because the goldenness happened gradually and it took quite a few years. So I remember it as being a big gray structure. I try to be as present, like really present in every single second when I'm there, when I'm entering it, so that those steps that you like walk towards the door, I always feel like I'm entering a spaceship. And then walking up the steps into that first chamber, which is all pink, where I somehow feel like I'm in a uterus of a sorts, like, like I'm very cocooned and it already starts being really, really silent and you're like, silence, and like you're walking to wherever you want to go and sit, and even your shorts rubbing against each other make a crazy amount of noise. I'm trying to be as silent as possible. So I'm like kind of tiptoeing over to my place. And then at some point it's like more about just starting to go inwards. And then emptiness, and thoughts always come up. Don't force thoughts to leave, but don't try to block them either, because blocking is not going to help. And so just acknowledge thoughts that are coming into your head and just be like, this is maybe not the moment. Shh. What does it represent to me? Definitely a place of collection, definitely a place where I can center. It really helps because of the fact that you don't hear anything. And even if my eyes are open, because I really love just looking at the ball itself in the middle and with the reflection of the clouds that are passing on the top and stuff, like I just love to see that picture. So some people are like, you'll meditate better if your eyes are closed. And it's like, just let me meditate my own way. And so because even if my eyes are distracted by that, they're not actually thinking about the clouds, it's like the rest is just going like, phew. And you actually get that moment of emptiness. All those moments in the inner chamber are obviously always a learning moment. I think that the inner chamber for me has really taught me how to work on that mental silence, on like just trying to empty the brain, just like not be constantly overwhelmed by thoughts and noises and whatnot. Because for me it's also like the minute I hear a bird chirp or a dog bark or something, my brain is immediately going to be pulled to that of like, what's happening? Why is the dog barking? So my favorite place to be in the Matrimandir is actually underneath the Matrimandir. The sound of that trickling water, I really like the sound of trickling water, which you can also get in that first chamber when you come, But underneath, it's even better because there's the visual also of the water sliding off those white marble pieces. And then sometimes you actually get a ray of light that comes all the way to that crystal ball that's there. That for me is like really awesome. Every time I go there, I do a whole tour. I don't just like walk into the Matrimandir and into the inner chamber and walk straight back out. Like, I go straight to the inner chamber, but then on my way out, I'll kind of like let it decant before going back to the real life. It's kind of like, actually, I leave the place when I feel rested. It's as if like the fact that there is sensorial deprivation kind of allows all my senses to kind of go like, ah. When I come out, I always am a lot more aware of like the wind. As an adult, I prefer the gardens now, like walking through and looking at all the flowers. And so whenever they have these, they're developing like a new petal or a new small garden part, I'm always like, yay, let's go check it out. And so I'm always really thrilled with all these new developments. For me as a child, there was a lot of play involved. This place can be appreciated actually by all generations and for all purposes. I have these memories as a child where it was actually a really awesome place to hang out as a child. For me, the bonfires and the amphitheater was also very much of a family moment, like the bigger family of Auroville, kind of, which is naturally and organically, and just because Auroville needs to grow, kind of getting lost over the years because the family is getting bigger and bigger and you don't know everyone anymore. But like my childhood memories is I literally knew everybody in the amphitheater. And then the bonfire starting, which for me as a kid was always fantastic. And as an adult, I cannot say it's any different than fantastic. So I really love the bonfire. And then at some point, somebody's going to get up and they're going to go up closer to the fire. And then more and more people are going to go. And then at one moment, everyone just goes. And then everybody's hugging everybody and kissing and saying hi and you know, wishing each other happy birthday because it's Auroville's birthday. And which I always found so weird, especially as a child, of like saying happy birthday, because you normally only hear it on your birthday. But then it's our birthday, you know, like the big family birthday. It's always been a part and will always be a part of Auroville for me. The fact that for the mother, the Matrimandir was such an important place for Auroville, that it's a soul of Auroville, as she called it. I mean, there are many things that she understood that we are far from grasping. Now, what it's actually become, like what the tourists call the Golden Globe, this 30-meter tall building that's shiny from 500 kilometers away, while we all live in our little huts in the middle of a forest, is a bit of there's a bit of a, I wouldn't say a discrepancy, but like there's really a rift between what Aurovillians live in, how they live, and what the Matrimandir looks like. So the importance it has for Auroville for me is quite crucial. The fact that it's become such a tourist spot is a bit of a disappointment for me. Like, I do believe that it's a place that should be more for Aurovillians and the people that, Aurovillians, newcomers, volunteers, whatever, just the people that dedicate their lives to Auroville. My dream for the entire peace area, not only the Matrimandir, because the Matrimandir is the soul of Auroville, but then the peace area is also including all the gardens. So my dream for the entire peace area is to be restricted to, like I said, Aurovillians and newcomers and volunteers and, you know, the people that are actually dedicating more than 3 hours to Auroville. So basically, just make it, kind of sanctify it a bit, make it a bit more... I mean, even the mother says it. She even says that it's supposed to be mainly for the people that are dedicating their life to Auroville. So that is what I would like it to come back to.